Imagine standing in the middle of a storm, not just any storm picture, a relentless, roaring chaos. The wind howls, drowning out thought. The air is thick with noise, trending songs blasting from every corner, social media feeds screaming for attention, fleeting distractions piling up like debris. And yet, in that chaos, you hear something. A single clear note, a sound so precise, so deliberate, it cuts through the noise like a laser. It doesn't compete with the storm, it rises above it. That's the song I'm going to sing at my wedding. That's the song I'll dedicate to the woman who stands beside me, not just for a moment, but for a lifetime. It won't be some random track pulled from a playlist. It won't be the latest chart topper that fades by next season. It will be a signal, a declaration that says, this is us, this is our mission, this is forever. Hi. Ladies, let me ask you something right now, and I want you to feel this question in your bones. If you had to choose one song to define your life, your love, your legacy, what would it be? Not just something that sounds nice, not something that's popular on the radio today, but a song that carries the weight of who you are and who you're becoming. A song that says, I'm not here to drift through life, I'm here to build something extraordinary. Because that's what I'm talking about today. I'm Elon, and everything I've ever built, whether it's a rocket to Mars, a car that redefines transportation, or a company that pushes the boundaries of what's possible, has taught me one undeniable truth. Nothing great happens by accident. Not a mission to colonize another planet, not a machine that drives itself across 1,000 miles, and definitely not love. The song I choose for my wedding isn't just music. It's not background noise to fill a moment. It's a cornerstone, a piece of architecture in the life I'm building with the woman I love. And let me tell you, picking that song isn't about scrolling through a playlist and settling for something that feels romantic for 3 minutes. It's about intention, it's about precision, it's about creating a signal so clear, so enduring, that it holds strong even when the world around us is shaking. Because in love, just like in engineering, what matters isn't what's easy, it's what lasts. Let's talk about signals for a second. In my world, signals are everything. When you're sending a spacecraft 140 million miles to Mars, you don't just hope the signal gets through. You design it to be unmistakable, to cut through the cosmic noise, to deliver its message no matter what. Love is no different. The song I dedicate to my future wife has to be a signal like that, a message that doesn't get lost in the chaos of life. Think about your own life. Every day, you're bombarded with noise, social media telling you what to care about, trends telling you what to wear, what to listen to, what to value. It's all noise temporary, fleeting, designed to distract you for a moment before it's gone. But a signal is different. A signal is deliberate, it's precise, it's built to endure. When I stand at that altar, when I look into her eyes and dedicate this song, I'm not just sharing a melody, I'm sending a signal to her, to the world, to the future. A signal that says, we are aligned, we are committed, we are building something that will outlast the noise. And ladies, I want you to think about this for yourselves. What's the signal you're sending in your life, in your relationships, in your dreams, in the way you show up every day? Are you settling for noise, something that sounds good for a moment but fades when the storm hits? Or are you crafting a signal, something so clear and strong that it defines who you are and what you stand for? This isn't just about a wedding song. This is about how you choose to live. When I think about love, I don't think about fleeting moments or shallow gestures. I think about structure. I think about design. I think about a mission. Because love, real love, isn't a hobby. It's not something you do casually on weekends or treat as a side project. Love is a mission, just like building a rocket or revolutionizing an industry. It requires vision, strategy, effort, and absolute commitment. And the song I choose has to reflect that mission. It has to be a piece of the foundation we're building together, not just a pretty decoration that looks good for a day. Let's be real, most people pick songs for their weddings the way they pick background music for a coffee shop. It feels nice, it sets the mood, but it doesn't mean anything when the moment passes. That's not good enough for me, and it shouldn't be good enough for you. When I choose this song, I'm not thinking about what's trending on Spotify or what's going viral on TikTok. Trends are noise. They're temporary, they're forgotten in 6 months. But love is permanent. It's the one thing that can't afford to be temporary. The song I dedicate has to be as enduring as the love it represents. It has to function like an anchor, holding steady when everything else is falling apart. Imagine this. Years from now, life gets hard. Maybe it's a financial struggle, maybe it's a personal setback, maybe it's just the weight of the world pressing down. In that moment when everything feels overwhelming, a song chosen for convenience will break. It'll feel hollow tied to a moment that no longer matters. But a song chosen with intention, that's a signal. It cuts through the chaos. It reminds you why you started, why you're still here, why you keep going. That's what I want for my wife. That's what I want for us. A song that doesn't just sound good, it works. It does the job of bringing us back to center, no matter what life throws at us. Ladies, you deserve that kind of signal in your own lives. You deserve relationships, dreams, and choices that don't just sparkle for a moment but hold strong through the storms. You're not here to drift through life, chasing whatever feels good today. You're here to build something real, something lasting, something that matters. And that starts with rejecting the noise. The noise is everywhere, ads telling you what to buy, influencers telling you what to want, society telling you what success looks like. But you know what? None of that matters if it doesn't align with who you are and what you're building. When I think about this song, I think about engineering. I know that sounds unromantic, but hear me out. In engineering, nothing is left to chance. When we designed the Falcon 9, we didn't pick parts because they looked cool or because someone said they were trending in aerospace design. We chose them because they worked, because they contributed to the mission, because without them, the whole system could fail. Love is no different. The song I dedicate is part of the system of our relationship, our shared life, our mission together. Every lyric has to be intentional. Every beat has to carry the energy we want to build our future on. This isn't about impressing anyone else. It's not about what the guests at the wedding will think or what looks good on a highlight reel. It's about her. It's about us. It's about creating something so personal, so precise that when she hears it, she knows without a doubt, this is ours. This is our truth. That's what a signal does. It doesn't compete with the world's distractions, it rises above them. It's a language between two people that no one else can decode. And every time she hears it, whether we're together or apart, it should send the same unmistakable message. We are aligned. We are strong. We are building something real. Let's talk about why this matters for you. Every one of you listening right now is building something, a career, a relationship, a legacy, and every choice you make is a signal. Are you choosing things that endure, that grow stronger with time, or are you letting the noise of the world dictate your path? I'm here to tell you, you have the power to choose better. You have the power to design a life that's deliberate, that's meaningful, that's yours. Don't settle for what's easy. Don't settle for what's popular. Choose what lasts. Choose what matters. When I dedicate this song at my wedding, it's not just about that one day. It's about every day after. It's about the quiet nights when we're exhausted but still choose each other. It's about the moments when life feels like it's moving a million miles an hour and we need something to ground us. It's about the years ahead when we're older, when the world looks different, but our love is still unshakable. That's what this song has to do. It has to be a signal that carries us through every season, every challenge, every triumph. And here's the truth. Choosing that song isn't easy. It's not supposed to be. If it was easy, it wouldn't mean anything. Just like building a rocket isn't easy. Just like revolutionizing an industry isn't easy. Just like living a life that matters isn't easy. But it's worth it. Every second of effort, every moment of thought, every choice made with intention, it's worth it. Because when you choose with purpose, you create something that doesn't just survive, it thrives. So, ladies, as I stand here talking about this song, I'm not just talking about my wedding, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about the signals you're sending in your own life. Are you choosing noise or are you choosing clarity? Are you building something temporary or are you building something eternal? The song I'll sing at my wedding is my answer to those questions. It's my commitment to a love that's deliberate, resilient, and visionary. And I want you to find your own song, not just for love, but for every part of your life. A song that says, I'm here to build something extraordinary and nothing's going to stop me. Let's keep going. Let's talk about what it means to treat love like a mission, to design it with the same precision we'd use to send a rocket into orbit, because that's where the real work begins. That's where the signal becomes unbreakable. Let's get one thing straight. Love isn't a fluke. It's not some happy accident where you stumble into the right person and everything magically falls into place. That's a fantasy. And I don't deal in fantasies. I deal in reality, in systems, in missions. When I think about the woman Beats' system song I'll dedicate to my future wife, it's not just a melody, it's a mission statement. It's a commitment to a shared purpose, a shared trajectory, a shared life. Love, real love, is a mission. And like any mission worth pursuing, it demands vision, strategy, and unrelenting focus. Let me break it down for you, ladies. When I launched SpaceX, we didn't just throw a rocket together and hope it would fly. Every nut, every bolt, every line of code was chosen for a reason, because it served the mission of making humanity multiplanetary. Love is no different. You don't just fall into it and hope it sticks. You build it piece by piece with clarity and purpose. The song I'll sing at my wedding isn't just a romantic gesture, it's a declaration of intent, a promise that we're not just here for the moment, but for the long haul. It's the soundtrack of a mission to build a life that matters, a life that leaves a mark, a life that's bigger than the two of us combined. What does that mean for you? It means you need to stop thinking of love or any part of your life as something that just happens to you. You're not a passenger in your own story. You're the engineer, the architect, the one behind the controls. And if you want a love that lasts, a life that lasts, you need to treat it like a mission. That means knowing what you stand for. That means choosing a partner who doesn't just make your heart race, but aligns with your values, your dreams, your trajectory. The song I choose has to reflect that alignment. It has to say, we're not just in love, we're on a path together, and we're not deviating from it. Um, let's talk about missions for a second. A mission isn't just a goal, it's a reason to exist. At Tesla, our mission isn't to build cars, it's to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. At SpaceX, it's not about launching rockets, it's about ensuring humanity's survival beyond Earth. Love, when it's real, has that same kind of weight. It's not about candlelit dinners or butterflies in your stomach, those are nice, but they're not the mission. The mission is building a partnership that can withstand 1,000 storms, that can grow through setbacks, that can evolve as you evolve. The song I dedicate will be a reminder of that mission every time it plays. It'll be the sound of our commitment, the rhythm of our shared purpose, the melody of a life we're designing together. Ladies, I want you to think about your own mission. What's the bigger purpose driving your life? Maybe it's creating a family that breaks cycles of pain. Maybe it's building a career that changes the world in your own way. Maybe it's leaving a legacy of kindness, strength, or innovation. Whatever it is, your mission deserves a partner who gets it, who doesn't just support you, but amplifies you, who doesn't just stand beside you, but pushes you to be better. The song I choose for my wife will be a testament to that kind of partnership. It won't be some fluffy ballad that sounds sweet for a season. It'll be a battle cry, a call to arms, a reminder that we're in this together, fighting for something bigger than ourselves. Now, let's be clear, a mission isn't easy. When we set out to land a Falcon 9 booster back on Earth, people called it impossible. They said it was too hard, too risky, too expensive. But we did it not because it was easy, but because it was necessary. Love is the same way. It's not always smooth. There will be days when the world feels like it's conspiring against you, financial stress, personal doubts, the relentless grind of life. Those are the moments when the mission matters most. Those are the moments when you need a song, a signal, a reminder of why you started. The song I choose will be that reminder for us. It'll be the spark that reignites our fire when the weight feels too heavy, the anchor that holds us steady when the ground starts to shake. Here's what I want you to take away, ladies. You deserve a love that's a mission. You deserve a partner who sees you as more than a moment, more than a feeling. You deserve someone who's all in, who's ready to build with you, to fight with you, to dream with you, and you need to be that kind of partner too. Don't settle for someone who's just along for the ride. Choose someone who's ready to strap in, to commit to the mission, to build something that doesn't just survive but thrives. The song I'll sing at my wedding will be a promise of that commitment, not just to her, but to the life we're creating together. Let's talk about what makes a mission different from a moment. A moment is fleeting, it's a snapshot, a high that fades. A mission is a marathon, it's the long game. It's the difference between a fling that feels good for a summer and a partnership that builds a legacy over decades. When I think about the song I'll dedicate, I'm not thinking about what'll make the crowd swoon at the wedding. I'm thinking about what'll still mean something when we're 80, sitting on a porch somewhere, listening to that same song and knowing it still holds true. That's the standard, that's what I'm aiming for. And that's what I want for you. You might be wondering, why does a song matter so much? Because music isn't just sound, it's power. It's a time machine that can take you back to a moment, a feeling, a truth. When I pick this song, I'm not just picking a tune. I'm picking a tool, a weapon, a piece of our mission's infrastructure. Every time it plays, it'll remind us why we chose each other, why we're still choosing each other, why we'll keep choosing each other no matter what comes. It's not just about romance, it's about resilience. It's about showing up again and again for the mission. Ladies, you're not just here to live, you're here to build. You're not just here to love, you're here to create something that matters. And that starts with treating every choice like it's part of a mission. The song I choose for my wedding will be a piece of that mission, a sound that carries our purpose forward. I want you to find your own mission, your own song, your own reason to keep going. Because when you treat love and life like a mission, you don't just create moments, you create a legacy. And that's what we're building together, one note at a time. When I think about the song I'll sing at my wedding, I don't just hear music, I see structure, I see architecture, not the kind made of steel and concrete, but the kind built from intention, precision, and purpose. Love isn't a random collection of moments thrown together like a playlist on shuffle. It's a system, a design, a carefully constructed framework that holds up under pressure. And the song I choose for my future wife, it's not just a tune to play in the background. It's a cornerstone of that architecture, a piece of the foundation that will carry us through decades, through storms, through everything life throws our way. Ladies, let me ask you something. What's the architecture of your life? Not just your relationships, but your dreams, your ambitions, your legacy. Are you building something that can withstand the test of time? Or are you settling for something that looks good but crumbles when the wind picks up? I've spent my life designing systems, rockets that can land themselves, cars that drive themselves, tunnels that reshape how we move. And every one of those systems taught me one thing. If you want something to last, you don't leave a single piece to chance. Every component matters, every choice has to serve the whole. The song I dedicate to my wife will be no different. It's not just about picking something that sounds romantic, it's about choosing a piece that fits perfectly into the structure of our life together. Think about a skyscraper. You don't build a 100-story building by throwing up walls and hoping they hold. You start with a blueprint. You calculate every beam, every support, every load-bearing element. If one piece is weak, the whole thing risks collapse. Love is the same way. It's not enough to have passion or chemistry. Those are the decorations, the paint on the walls. What matters is the framework underneath, the structure that keeps you standing when the earthquakes hit. And make no mistake, life will bring earthquakes, financial struggles, personal losses, moments when doubt creeps in. The song I choose has to be part of that framework, a piece so strong it reinforces the entire system. It's not just music, it's engineering. What does that look like in practice? It means every lyric, every note, every rhythm has to be deliberate. When I choose this song, I'm not just asking, does it sound good? I'm asking, does it align with who we are? Does it reflect the values we share? Does it have the strength to carry us through the hard days and amplify the good ones? It's like choosing a material for a Tesla battery or a SpaceX rocket. You don't pick something because it's shiny, you pick it because it performs, because it contributes to the mission, because it won't fail when the stakes are high. The song I dedicate will be that kind of material, a piece that doesn't just look good but works day after day, year after year. Ladies, I want you to think about your own life as a work of architecture. Every decision you make about who you love, what you pursue, how you spend your time is a piece of that structure. Are you choosing materials that hold up? Are you building with intention, or are you letting convenience dictate your design? Too many people build their lives like they're decorating a stage set, pretty to look at, but fragile when the spotlight fades. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in a song that's just a pretty backdrop for a wedding photo. I want a song that's load bearing, that can carry the weight of our promises, our dreams, our future. Let's talk about what makes a structure strong. In engineering, strength comes from balance, form, and function working together. A bridge isn't just beautiful, it's designed to carry thousands of cars across a river without buckling. A rocket isn't just sleek, it's built to withstand the heat of reentry and the vacuum of space. The song I choose has to have that same balance. It needs to be beautiful, sure, because love deserves beauty, but it also needs to be functional, a tool we can rely on when life gets tough. It should feel like home when we hear it, but also spark the fire of ambition, the drive to keep building, to keep pushing forward together. This isn't about perfection, it's about purpose. When we designed the Tesla Model S, we didn't aim for a car that was flawless in every detail. We aimed for a car that delivered on its promise, performance, efficiency, and a step toward a sustainable future. Love is the same. It's not about being perfect, it's about being purposeful. The song I dedicate will be a piece of that purpose, a reminder of why we're together, why we're building this life. It'll be the kind of song that, when we hear it 20 years from now, doesn't just make us smile, it makes us remember who we are, what we've overcome, and what we're still reaching for. Here's where it gets personal, ladies. When I think about this song, I'm not thinking about what the world will think of it. I'm not trying to impress the guests or go viral on social media. This song is for her, for the woman who chooses to stand beside me, to build with me, to face the unknown with me. It's a private language, a code that only we understand. When she hears it, I want her to feel seen, understood, valued not just as my partner, but as the co-architect of our life. And I want you to demand that same kind of respect in your own lives. Don't settle for someone who sees you as a decoration, a sidekick, or a supporting role. You are the co-architect of your story. Choose someone who builds with you, who values every piece of the structure you're creating together. Let's talk about resilience, because that's what architecture is really about. A well-designed building doesn't just stand tall on sunny days. It holds up when the ground shakes, when the winds howl, when the floods come. Love needs that same resilience. The song I choose will be a piece of that resilience, a reminder that we're not just here for the easy days. We're here for the moments when life tests us, when the world feels heavy, when the mission feels impossible. That song will be our rallying point, the sound that pulls us back to our foundation, that reminds us why we started building in the first place. Ladies, you're building something every day, whether you realize it or not. Every choice you make, every relationship you nurture, every dream you chase is a piece of your architecture. And I'm here to tell you, don't build something that's just pretty. Build something that lasts. Build something that can take a hit and still stand tall. The song I'll sing at my wedding is my commitment to that kind of structure, a love that's not just a feeling, but a framework, a system, a mission. And I want you to find that same kind of strength in your own life. Choose the pieces that matter. Choose the people who matter. Choose the songs that carry you forward, not just for a moment, but for a lifetime. We're not done yet. The architecture of love is just the beginning. Next, we'll talk about why this song and your life needs to be built to endure, to evolve, to become something more than you ever imagined. Because love isn't static, it's alive, and it demands to grow. When I think about the song I'll sing at my wedding, I'm not chasing what's hot on the charts or what's blowing up on social media. That stuff is fleeting. It's like building a rocket out of paper and expecting it to reach orbit. Trends are seductive, sure. They're loud, they're everywhere, and they make you feel like you're part of something big. But here's the hard truth. Trends die. They fade faster than a summer hit. The song I dedicate to my future wife can't be that. It has to endure, not just for a season, but for a lifetime. It has to be timeless, a piece of our story that grows stronger with every year, every challenge, every triumph. Because love, real love, doesn't expire when the algorithm changes, it outlasts the noise. Ladies, let me ask you this. What are you building in your life that's meant to last? Not just for today, not just for the next big moment, but for decades, for generations? Are you choosing things, relationships, dreams, values that can stand the test of time? Or are you caught up in what's shiny right now? I've spent my life building things that push boundaries, rockets that can fly to Mars and back, cars that don't need gas, neural interfaces that could change what it means to be human. And every one of those projects taught me something critical. If you want something to endure, you don't build it for the moment, you build it for forever. The song I choose for my wife will be no different. It's not about what sounds good at the reception, it's about what will still mean something when we're gray and wrinkled, looking back on a life we built together. Let's talk about durability. In engineering, durability isn't just about making something strong, it's about making something that can adapt, that can take a beating and still function. When we designed the Tesla Cybertruck, we didn't just want it to be tough. We wanted it to be unbreakable, to handle whatever the world threw at it, mud, rocks, even a sledgehammer. Love needs that same kind of durability. It's not enough for a relationship to feel good when everything's smooth. It has to hold up when life gets messy, when the bills pile up, when the kids are screaming, when the world feels like it's falling apart. The song I dedicate will be a piece of that durability, a sound that reminds us of our strength, our commitment, our ability to keep going no matter what. Why does this matter? Because life isn't a straight line. It's a series of waves, highs and lows, calm and chaos. The song I choose has to be a constant through those waves, a thread that ties every moment together. It needs to feel just as true when we're dancing at our wedding as it does when we're navigating a crisis years later. It's not about capturing a single feeling, it's about capturing a truth that evolves with us. Imagine this, we're 30 years into our marriage, and life's thrown us a curveball. Maybe it's a health scare, maybe it's a career setback, maybe it's just the weight of time testing our resolve. In that moment, I want to play that song and I want it to hit just as hard as it did on day one. I want it to remind us who we are, why we chose each other, why we're still fighting for this life we've built. Ladies, you deserve that kind of durability in your own lives. You deserve relationships, goals, and choices that don't just shine for a moment but grow stronger with every challenge. Too many people get caught up in what's popular, chasing the latest trend, the hottest look, the most shareable moment. But popularity isn't permanence. A song that's trending today might be forgotten tomorrow. A relationship built on fleeting attraction might crumble when the first storm hits. You need to build for the long haul. You need to choose people, dreams, and values that can weather the seasons, that can take a hit and keep standing. That's what I'm doing with this song. I'm not picking something that'll make the crowd clap at the wedding. I'm picking something that'll make her heart race 50 years from now. Let's talk about what makes something timeless. It's not about being flashy or loud. It's about depth. It's about meaning that doesn't fade. Think about the things that last a 200-year-old oak tree, a cathedral that stood for centuries, a piece of music that still moves people long after its composer is gone. Those things endure because they were built with purpose, with care, with an eye towards something bigger than the moment. The song I choose will have that kind of depth. It'll be a piece of art that doesn't just speak to our love today, but grows with it, collecting meaning with every memory we create. It'll be a time capsule, holding the laughter of our best days, the resilience of our toughest moments, and the quiet strength of our everyday life together. Here's where it gets real, ladies. When I pick this song, I'm not just thinking about her, I'm thinking about us. I'm thinking about the woman who's chosen to stand beside me, to build with me, to face the unknown with me. This song isn't just for her, it's for our shared journey. It's a promise that no matter what comes, we'll face it together. And I want you to demand that same kind of promise in your own lives. Don't settle for a partner who's only there for the good times. Don't settle for a dream that's only exciting for a season. Choose someone that's built to last, that's built to grow, that's built to carry you through every chapter of your story. There's another reason timelessness matters: intimacy. A trending song belongs to everyone. It's played at 1,000 weddings, a million parties, a billion TikTok videos. It's not yours, it's the world's. But the song I choose, that's ours. When it plays, I don't want her to think of a movie scene or a viral trend. I want her to think of us, our late night talks, our shared dreams, our battles fought side by side. That's what makes a song timeless. It becomes a private language, a code that only the two of you understand. It's not about what the world thinks, it's about what it means to you. And ladies, that's what you should be looking for in your own lives. Don't build your story on someone else's script. Build it on what's true to you, what's unique to you, what's yours. This song, this choice is about more than music. It's about legacy. It's about creating something that doesn't just live in the moment, but grows stronger with time. It's about building a life that can endure, that can adapt, that can thrive no matter what the world throws at it. And that's what I want for you, ladies. I want you to build lives that don't just survive, but endure, lives that grow richer, deeper, stronger with every passing year. The song I'll sing at my wedding is my commitment to that kind of endurance. It's my promise that our love will be a force, a constant, a truth that stands tall through every season. We're not stopping here. Next, we'll dive into why every choice in love and in life has to be intentional, why you can't afford to leave anything to chance. Because if you want something to last forever, you have to build it with purpose every single step of the way. I don't believe in accidents, not in engineering, not in innovation, and definitely not in love. Every breakthrough I've ever achieved, whether it's landing a rocket on a dime-sized platform in the middle of the ocean or building a car that redefines what's possible, came from one thing: intentionality. Nothing great just happens. You don't stumble into a mission to Mars, you don't luck your way into a sustainable future, and you sure as hell don't accidentally build a love that lasts a lifetime. The song I'll sing at my wedding isn't going to be some random pick from a streaming app. It's going to be chosen with the same precision I'd use to design a spacecraft, because love, like any mission worth pursuing, demands absolute clarity of purpose. Ladies, let me ask you something that cuts to the core. Are you living your life with intention, or are you letting it happen to you? Are you choosing your path, your relationships, your dreams, your legacy with the same care you'd use to build something that has to last? Or are you settling for what's convenient, what's easy, what's just there? When I think about the song I'll dedicate to my future wife, I'm not thinking about what's catchy or what'll make for a good Instagram post. I'm thinking about what aligns with who we are, what we stand for, what we're building together. That's intentionality. It's the difference between a life that drifts and a life that soars. Let's break this down. In my world, every decision is a calculation. When we designed the Neuralink chip, we didn't just slap some circuits together and hope they'd work. We tested every component, questioned every assumption, refined every detail until we knew it could do the job. Love deserves that same rigor. The song I choose has to pass a test. Does it reflect our values? Does it speak to the life we're committed to building? Does it carry the weight of our promises, not just for the wedding day, but for every day after? If it doesn't, it's out. No matter how pretty it sounds, no matter how much the world loves it, it's not good enough for us. Why does this matter? Because love isn't a game of chance. It's a choice you make every single day. When I stand at that altar and dedicate this song, I'm not just saying I love you. I'm saying I choose you. I choose this life. I choose this mission. And that choice has to be deliberate every step of the way. It's not enough to pick a song because it feels romantic in the moment. I need to listen carefully, to study it, to ask, does this capture the essence of who we are? Does it resonate with the woman I'm promising my life to? Does it have the strength to remind us of our purpose when the world tries to pull us apart? That's the standard. Anything less is just noise. Ladies, you need to hold yourself to that same standard. You're not here to float through life picking up whatever comes your way. You're here to build something extraordinary, and that starts with being intentional about every choice you make. Who do you let into your life? What dreams do you chase? What values do you stand by? Don't let convenience dictate your path. Don't let the world's noise decide what matters to you. You deserve a life that's designed, not defaulted. And that means choosing with purpose, whether it's a partner, a career, or the smallest moments that define your days. Let's talk about what intentionality looks like in practice. It's not cold or clinical, it's alive, it's passionate, it's deeply human. When I choose this song, I'm not just running it through a checklist like some kind of algorithm. I'm listening with my heart, my mind, my vision for the future. I'm asking, will this song make her feel seen? Will it remind her every time it plays that she's not an afterthought, that our love is a deliberate act of creation? That's what intentionality does. It turns a moment into a monument. It takes a song and makes it a promise, a choice, a declaration that says, this is us, and we're here for a reason. Here's the thing about intentionality, it's hard. It takes effort. It takes time. It's so much easier to scroll through a playlist and pick the first track that sounds nice. It's so much easier to settle for a relationship that's good enough, a job that's fine, a life that's comfortable. But easy doesn't build greatness. Easy doesn't build rockets that can fly to the stars. Easy doesn't build love that can weather a lifetime. When I choose this song, I'm going to put in the work. I'm going to listen to every lyric, feel every note, imagine every moment it'll carry us through, because that's what she deserves. That's what our love deserves. Ladies, you deserve that kind of effort too, not just from someone else, but from yourself. You deserve to live a life where every choice is made with care, where every step is taken with purpose. Don't let the world trick you into thinking that love or success or happiness is something you stumble into. You don't stumble into a mission to change the world. You don't stumble into a marriage that lasts 50 years. You build it choice by choice, moment by moment, with absolute clarity. The song I choose will be proof of that clarity, a testament to the fact that our love isn't luck, it's design. Let's get personal for a second. When I dedicate this song, it's not just about me saying something to her, it's about us saying something to each other. It's about standing in front of the world and declaring that we've chosen this path, this life, this mission together. And every time that song plays, whether it's on a quiet night at home or in the middle of a storm, it'll remind us of that choice. It'll be a signal that says, we didn't end up here by accident. We built this and we'll keep building it. That's what intentionality does. It makes every moment matter, every choice count, every note resonate. Ladies, I want you to take that same approach to your own lives. Be relentless about your choices. Don't settle for what's easy or what's expected. Choose what aligns with your values, what pushes you to grow, what makes you feel alive. Choose a partner who sees you as a co-creator, not a bystander. Choose dreams that scare you, that challenge you, that demand your best, and choose a life that reflects who you are, not what the world tells you to be. The song I'll sing at my wedding is my commitment to that kind of intentionality. It's my promise that our love will be a deliberate act, a designed future, a mission we choose every single day. We're not done yet. Intentionality is just the foundation. Next, we'll talk about why this song and this love has to be a declaration, not a decoration. Because when you choose with purpose, you're not just building a moment, you're building a legacy. When I stand at that altar and dedicate a song to my future wife, it won't be a pretty garnish to make the moment look good. It won't be a decoration, something to dress up the day for photos or applause. It will be a declaration, a bold, unshakable statement of who we are, what we stand for, and what we're building together. Love isn't a prop to show off to the world. It's a promise, a commitment, a truth encoded in sound. The song I choose will carry that truth, not just for the wedding day, but for every day after, through every high and every low, through every victory and every storm. It's not about looking romantic, it's about being real. Ladies, let me ask you something that hits at the heart of this. What are you declaring in your life? Not just in love, but in everything you do, your career, your dreams, your values. Are you decorating your life with things that look good on the surface, or are you making declarations that define who you are and what you're here to do? I've spent my life making declarations, whether it's saying we'll put humans on Mars, or that we'll replace gas with electricity, or that we'll link brains to machines. Those aren't just ideas, they're statements of intent, stakes in the ground that say, this is what I believe in, and I'm going to make it happen. The song I dedicate to my wife will be that kind of stake, a declaration that our love is not a fleeting moment, but a force, a mission, a legacy. Let's talk about the difference between decoration and declaration. A decoration is fragile, it's designed to catch the eye, to dazzle for a moment, but it doesn't hold up under pressure. Think of a paper flower, it's beautiful until the rain comes, then it's gone. Most people treat love like that, picking gestures, words, or even songs that look good, that feel nice, but don't have the strength to last. A declaration, on the other hand, is built to endure. It's like carving your name into stone. It weathers the elements. It stands tall through time. It leaves no room for doubt. When I sing this song, it's not about making the crowd swoon or getting likes on a video. It's about looking into her eyes and saying, this is us. This is real. This is forever. What does a declaration sound like? It's not just sweet words strung together for effect. It's not a catchy hook that fades when the trend shifts. It's a message that carries weight, that echoes the promises we've made and the life we're committed to building. The song I choose will have lyrics that aren't just poetic, but purposeful words that reflect our shared values, our resilience, our vision for what's possible. It'll be a melody that doesn't just tug at the heart, but anchors it, a rhythm that doesn't just move us, but drives us forward. This song will be a manifesto, a vow set to music, a declaration that says, we're not here to coast, we're here to conquer. Ladies, you deserve to make declarations in your own lives. You deserve to live in a way that says, I'm not just passing through, I'm building something that matters. Too many people decorate their lives with shallow choices, relationships that look good on paper, jobs that pay the bills but don't light a fire, dreams that fit neatly into what's expected. That's not enough. You're not here to decorate someone else's story, you're here to declare your own. Whether it's in love, in work, or in the quiet moments when you define who you are, make choices that say, this is me, and I'm here to make a difference. The song I dedicate will be that kind of choice, a declaration that my wife and I are partners in a mission, not just players in a moment. Let's get practical for a second. A declaration isn't just about words, it's about action. When I say I'm going to send a rocket to Mars, it's not enough to talk about it. I have to build a rocket, test it, launch it, fail a few times, and keep going until it works. Love is the same. The song I choose will be a declaration because it's backed by action, by the way we show up for each other, by the way we face challenges together, by the way we keep choosing each other when it's hard. It's not enough for the song to sound like a promise. It has to be a promise we live out. Every time it plays, it'll remind us of the work we've put in, the battles we've fought, the life we've built. It'll be a call to keep showing up, to keep declaring our commitment, no matter what. Here's where it gets personal, ladies. When I dedicate this song, it's not about what the world thinks. It's not about impressing the guests or fitting into some romantic ideal. It's about her, about the woman who's chosen to stand with me, to build with me, to face the unknown with me. This song will be a declaration to her that she's not just my partner, she's my equal, my co-creator, my reason to keep pushing forward. And I want you to demand that same kind of respect in your own lives. Don't settle for someone who sees you as a trophy or a supporting act. Choose someone who sees you as a partner in a declaration, someone who's ready to stand beside you and say, we're in this together and we're building something unstoppable. There's power in a declaration because it's not just about the moment, it's about the future. When I sing this song, I'm not just thinking about the wedding day. I'm thinking about 10 years from now when life's thrown us a few punches and we're still standing. I'm thinking about 30 years from now when we're sitting in a quiet room, listening to that same song and feeling its truth all over again. A declaration doesn't fade when the spotlight dims. It doesn't crumble when the world gets tough. It grows stronger, deeper, more meaningful with every layer of memory we add. That's what I want this song to do, to declare every time it plays that our love is not a fleeting gesture, but a lifelong commitment. Ladies, you have that same power in your own lives. Every choice you make is a chance to declare something, to say, this is who I am, this is what I stand for, this is what I'm building. Don't waste that power on decorations that won't last. Don't choose relationships, goals, or paths that only look good for a season. Choose what's real, what's resilient, what's worth fighting for. And the song I'll sing at my wedding is my declaration that our love is worth fighting for, worth building, worth living every single day. And I want you to find your own declarations choices that say you're here to create something extraordinary, something that echoes long after the music stops. We're not finished yet. A declaration is just the beginning. Next, we'll talk about why this song and this love has to evolve, to grow, to become something more than we can even imagine today. Because love isn't a snapshot, it's a journey, and it demands to keep moving forward. Love isn't a photograph, frozen in a single moment, perfect and unchanging. It's alive, it breathes, it grows. And the song I'll sing at my wedding can't be a static snapshot either. It has to evolve, just like we will. It has to stretch and deepen, carrying new meaning as our lives unfold, as we face new challenges, as we become new versions of ourselves. When I choose this song, I'm not just picking something for the day we say our vows. I'm choosing something that will grow with us, that will collect the weight of every laugh, every tear, every triumph, and every struggle we share. Because love, like any great mission, isn't about standing still, it's about moving forward, always. Ladies, let me ask you something that goes straight to the heart. Are you building a life that can evolve? Are your relationships, your dreams, your choices designed to grow with you, to adapt as you change, to become more meaningful over time? Or are you holding on to things that only make sense for who you are today, things that might feel irrelevant when you're a decade older, wiser, stronger? I've spent my life pushing boundaries, taking SpaceX from a crazy idea to a company that lands rockets, taking Tesla from a niche startup to a force that's changing how the world moves. None of that happened by staying still. Every project, every mission had to evolve, to adapt to new realities, to grow stronger with every setback. Love is no different, and the song I dedicate to my future wife has to reflect that evolution. Think about what evolution means in engineering. When we built the first Falcon 1 rocket, it wasn't perfect. It failed 3 times before we got it right. But each failure taught us something, made us better, made the next version stronger. Love works the same way. It's not about getting it perfect on day one. It's about building something that can learn, that can adapt, that can become more resilient with every challenge. The song I choose has to have that kind of flexibility. It needs to feel electric when we're young, full of fire and ambition, dancing under the stars at our wedding. But it also needs to feel like a warm embrace when we're older, when life's complexities have layered new meaning onto our story. It needs to be a song that doesn't just capture who we are today, but who we'll become tomorrow, in 10 years, in 50. What does that look like? It's a song that's rich enough to hold multiple meanings. In the early days, it might pulse with the thrill of discovery, the rush of choosing each other, the excitement of building a life together. But as time passes, as we navigate the inevitable ups and downs, that same song will take on new depth. The lyrics that once felt like a celebration might start to feel like a reminder of our resilience. The melody that once sparked joy might become an anchor in moments of doubt. That's the beauty of evolution. It doesn't change the song, it changes how we hear it. It turns a piece of music into a living archive of our journey, a time capsule that holds every version of ourselves. Ladies, you need to build your life with that same capacity for evolution. You're not the same person you were 5 years ago, and you won't be the same person 5 years from now. Your relationships, your goals, your choices, they need to be flexible enough to grow with you. Too many people pick partners or paths that feel right for a moment, but can't adapt to the changes life brings. They choose songs or lives that are rigid, that only make sense in one season. But you deserve better. You deserve a life that evolves, that gets richer with every chapter, that becomes more meaningful as you grow into the woman you're meant to be. Let's talk about how this song will evolve with us. Imagine it playing at our wedding, a moment of pure joy, the two of us standing together, surrounded by possibility. That's the first layer. Now, fast forward 5 years. Maybe we've got a kid or two, maybe we're juggling careers and chaos, maybe we're facing a challenge we never saw coming. When we play that song, it's not just about that wedding day anymore. It's about the late nights we stayed up talking, the times we held each other through uncertainty, the moments we chose to keep going. Fast forward another 20 years, we're older now, maybe a little slower, but the song still plays. And now it carries the weight of every memory we've built, the fights we survived, the dreams we chased, the love we never let go of. That's evolution. That's what makes a song and a life timeless. Here's where it gets real, ladies. Evolution isn't just about surviving change, it's about thriving through it. When we designed the Starship, we didn't just build a rocket to get to Mars. We built a system that could evolve, carry cargo, carry people, adapt to new missions we haven't even dreamed of yet. Love needs that same scalability. The song I choose has to scale with us, growing from a spark into a fire, from a promise into a legacy. It needs to be a song that feels just as true when we're young and restless as it does when we're seasoned and steady. And that's what I want for you. I want you to choose relationships, dreams, and values that don't just fit who you are now, but grow with who you're becoming. There's something else about evolution. It's personal. A song that evolves with us doesn't belong to the world, it belongs to us. When I choose this song, I'm not picking something that's been played at a thousand other weddings. I'm picking something that feels like it was written for us, something that becomes a part of our story. Every time it plays, it'll collect new meaning: a first dance, a quiet moment after a long day, a celebration of a milestone, a lifeline in a storm. It'll become a thread that weaves through our lives, connecting every version of ourselves into one continuous story. And ladies, that's what you should be building in your own lives, a story that evolves, that deepens, that becomes more yours with every passing year. Let's talk about why this matters. Evolution is what separates a fleeting moment from a lasting legacy. A song that's only relevant for a day is just noise. A relationship that's only good for a season is just a fling. But a song, a love, a life that can evolve, that's something else entirely. It's like planting a tree small at first, fragile, easy to overlook. But with time, it grows. Its roots dig deeper, its branches stretch wider until it becomes a part of the landscape, impossible to imagine life without. That's what I want this song to be for us, a tree that grows alongside our love, sheltering us through every season, becoming more essential with every year. Ladies, you're not here to live a static life. You're here to grow, to evolve, to become more than you ever thought possible. And that means choosing things, people, dreams, values that can grow with you. The song I'll sing at my wedding is my commitment to that evolution. It's my promise that our love will never stand still, that it will keep moving, keep deepening, keep becoming more. And I want you to make that same commitment to yourself. Choose a life that evolves. Choose a love that grows. Choose a song that carries you forward, not just for today, but for every tomorrow. We're not done yet. Evolution is just one piece of the puzzle. Next, we'll talk about why this song and this love has to be a legacy, something that outlives us, something that tells the world who we were and what we stood for. Because love isn't just about now, it's about forever. When I think about the song I'll sing at my wedding, I'm not just thinking about a moment under the lights, surrounded by friends and family. I'm thinking about a legacy, a sound that will echo long after the last note fades, long after we're gone, carrying the story of our love into the future. This song isn't just for us. It's for the generations that come after, for the children we might raise, for the people who will hear it one day and know without words what we stood for. It's not just music, it's a testament, a time capsule, a piece of our mission that will outlive us. Because love, when it's real, doesn't end with you. It becomes a signal that resonates through time, a declaration that says, we were here and we built something extraordinary. Ladies, let me ask you a question that goes beyond the present. What legacy are you leaving behind? Not just in love, but in every choice you make, every dream you chase, every mark you leave on the world. Are you building something that will stand the test of time? Something that will inspire those who come after you? Or are you caught up in the moment, chasing things that won't matter in a decade, let alone a lifetime? I've spent my life building things that aim to outlast me, rockets that will carry humanity to new worlds, cars that will shift the planet toward a sustainable future, ideas that will redefine what's possible. The song I choose for my wife will be part of that same ambition. It's not just a gift for her, it's a gift for the future, a piece of our story that'll keep speaking long after we're gone. Let's talk about legacy. In my world, legacy isn't about fame or fortune, it's about impact. It's about creating something that changes the course of history, even in a small way. When we launched the first Tesla Roadster, it wasn't just a car, it was a statement that electric vehicles could be fast, sexy, and world-changing. When we landed the first Falcon 9 booster, it wasn't just a technical win, it was a step toward making space travel routine. Love, when it's built with purpose, has that same kind of power. It's not just about the two of you, it's about what you leave behind, what you inspire, what you prove is possible. The song I dedicate will be a piece of that legacy, a sound that carries our values, our resilience, our vision into the future. What does that mean for this song? It means it has to be more than a melody we love today. It has to be a story we're proud to pass on. Imagine our kids, years from now, hearing this song and asking, what did mom and dad stand for? I want them to hear it and know without us having to explain that we stood for courage, for commitment, for a love that didn't bend under pressure. I want them to feel the strength of our bond, the depth of our mission, the fire of our dreams. This song will be their inheritance, a piece of music that tells them who we were and what we fought for. It'll be a reminder that love isn't just a feeling, it's a force, a legacy that shapes the world long after you're gone. Ladies, you have that same power in your own lives. Every choice you make is a chance to build a legacy. The relationships you nurture, the dreams you pursue, the way you show up in the world, they all add up to something bigger than you. You're not just living for today, you're building for tomorrow, for the people who will look to you as an example, for the stories that will be told about you. And that starts with choosing things that matter. Don't waste your energy on relationships that only shine for a season. Don't chase goals that won't mean anything in a decade. Build something that lasts, something that inspires, something that says, I was here and I made a difference. Let's get specific about this song. It's not just about what it means to us, it's about what it will mean to others. When I choose this song, I'm thinking about the moment when our children or their children hear it and feel a connection to us. Maybe they'll play it at their own weddings or in quiet moments when they need to remember what matters. Maybe it'll be the song that reminds them to keep going, to stay true to their own missions, to love with the same intensity we did. That's what a legacy does. It doesn't just belong to you, it belongs to everyone you touch. This song will be our way of touching the future, of saying, this is what we believed in, this is what we built. Here's where it gets personal, ladies. When I dedicate this song, it's not just about my wife and me, it's about the impact we'll have together. Our love isn't just a private story, it's a signal to the world that two people can come together and create something bigger than themselves. It's a reminder that love, when it's real, doesn't just change you, it changes everything around you. I want this song to inspire others, to show them what's possible when you choose with purpose, when you build with intention, when you love with everything you've got. And I want you to think about your own legacy. What are you building that will inspire others? What are you creating that will outlive you? Let's talk about how a song becomes a legacy. It's not about picking something grand or epic, it's about picking something true. The simplest melody can carry the weight of a lifetime if it's chosen with care. When we hear this song years from now, it won't just be music, it'll be a map of our journey. It'll hold the memory of our first dance, the sound of our laughter, the strength we found in each other during the hardest times. It'll be a reminder of every moment we chose to keep going, to keep building, to keep loving. And when we're gone, it'll be a piece of us that stays, a signal that keeps broadcasting our truth to anyone who listens. Ladies, you're building a legacy every day, whether you realize it or not. Every choice you make about who you love, what you pursue, how you live, is a piece of that legacy. Don't let it be something small or fleeting. Don't let it be something that fades with the trends. Build a legacy that's bold, that's meaningful, that's yours. Choose relationships that inspire you to be better, that push you to grow, that make you proud to pass on. Choose dreams that challenge you, that change the world in your own way, and choose a life that says, "I was here and I left something behind that matters." The song I'll sing at my wedding is my commitment to that kind of legacy. It's my promise that our love will be more than a moment. It will be a story that lives on, a signal that keeps broadcasting, a truth that never fades. And I want you to find your own song, your own legacy, your own way of saying, I was here and I built something extraordinary. Because that's what love is, that's what life is. It's not just about today, it's about forever. This is the end of our journey together today, but it's not the end of the story. The song I choose, the love we build, the legacy we leave, it's all part of a bigger mission. And I want you to be part of that mission too. Go out there and build something that lasts. Choose with purpose, love with courage, and leave a legacy that echoes through time.